WrestleBeards, we got all your wrestling gear. WrestleBeards, woo! Hairy man with dirty beards. WrestleBeards, worldwide.
That's right, folks. We're back. WrestleBeards worldwide, and I've even got a bit of a beard this time. Welcome back, Luke. How are you, mate?
I'm excellent. I'm really, really excited for the weekend. Really excited.
Who wouldn't be excited? It is WrestleMania weekend.
It is WrestleMania XL.
You know, we don't talk as much these days about wrestling, Luke, but when we do, it's WrestleMania weekend, isn't it? Boom.
Well, yeah, we should change the channel name to WrestleBeards, I think.
Wow. That's a pretty cool name. Hey, I'll tell you what, the old Rumble was pretty good. That's the last time we proper had a discussion, and you did come out victorious again, I believe, just by a smidge. 1 point.
I think it was a point or two, wasn't it? Yeah, 1 point.
It was crazy, and it came down to something ridiculous. So every point does count. We've got a huge card. I think I'm going to take it back, but I do have to congratulate you because I think in the scheme of things, you were victorious in last year's predictions by you know winning the most. It's your first.
Yeah, I think
so. Congratulations!
I've been champ since Money in the Bank. I think Money in the Bank was when I took over the reign. So
it's been a good haul. I mean, I was there for a while. I'm not going to brag, and then you've taken the mantle.
You were.
We're going to see. I think this is the dawning of a new Shrek era. And the end of another one. You'll see I'm wearing a
great t-shirt.
Pretty cool t-shirt. What else am I repping today? I've got a UFC hat on. Thought just because of the merger, I might bring myself some kudos, as long as it doesn't stink of any McMahonisms. But anyway, let's get into it.
All right. So, match order not necessarily in the right list, but I do have all Saturday matches and all Sundays matches separated up.
Before you do say it, disclaimer, I haven't written anything down. I'm going to totally wing it on the fly, and because I'm going first, I guess that's your good fortune.
It is. Well, I have written stuff down, but I still may change depending on what you've gone for.
Let's see.
So match number one, again, not sure it's going to be opener, but could be. Rhea Ripley champion versus Becky Lynch in a singles match for the Women's World Championship. What are you saying?
Well, to be fair, like Becky Lynch is as dry as, you know, a stinky bloody nappy at the moment in my house in the bin. Like I couldn't be bothered listening to her yabber on anymore. She used to be a hot favorite. Now she's just like annoying to me. I want to see something new. And Rhea Ripley, despite being champion for, you know, a good year now, she is still entertaining every time she's on the screen. I love the Judgment Day. I love Rhea Ripley. I'd love to be stink-faced by her. I saw that in a recent video. And I'm going for my girl, Rhea Mama.
What are you going for? Are you going pinfall? Submission?
Hang on. What kind of match is it again?
It's just a single, straight singles.
Yeah, I'll go for pinfall. There we go.
Pinfall. Okay. Well, I do disagree with you. I'm really enjoying what Becky Lynch is doing right now. Other than that stuff on the Hawani show the other day, I didn't like that.
Didn't like that either. No.
I've got a book arriving from the UK on Saturday. I ordered it on Amazon. So I'm looking forward to getting into that next week when I'm in Bali. Having said that, I think she's going to be another notch on Rhea Ripley's belt post.
Come on, don't be silly.
And I think it will be a big. What's the super riptide that she did to Charlotte off the top rope?
Yep.
I think it's be something like that. After a few close calls, but Rhea Ripley to retain via pinfall as well.
Boom.
So. Next one. This is going to be a contentious one, I think. We've got the IC title up for grabs between Gunther and Sami Zayn. Again, straight singles match. What are you going for?
Okay, so you're right. This is an interesting one to talk on, but I'll say it just quickly. I'll tell you who I'm straight out going to go for the win, and it's Gunther. Gunther's winning. I love Sammy. They've ruined what could have been something special. I mean, he should have been world champion. He should have beaten Roman, I believe. I really strongly believe that night in his hometown when things were just crazy hot. There was so much potential there. That whole bloodline, him coming out, do. It was just amazing. But anyway, Gunther is a rare breed. He's a true wrestler. You know, he's not there to make laughs, and he's not one of these big guys that have turned into some joke, like the Big Show, or he's not wearing a nappy backstage or something yet. But I mean, he's just something special, and he's taken the record from the Honky Tonk Man, and I just think that he's really established that title again. I think that it would be a darn shame for him to lose to Sami Zayn. I really think that if he's going to lose to anyone, it needs to be someone who really needs to have that title. Someone like Bron Breakker, perhaps, or someone of the likes who are coming up to the main roster at the moment and really need to have a statement made by taking Gunther down. And I really think that's probably going to happen, maybe even the night after WrestleMania. How about that? Gunther proudly, repping the fact that he's defended against Sammy. He's got that title still, and then out comes a new debut, potentially Bron Breakker. But anyway, the point I'm saying here is he's definitely not going to lose the title to Sammy.
Okay. Pinfall? Submission?
Pinfall.
Okay. So I was going to say the same as you up until a day or two ago, when the video package with Gable and Sammy, then the Chad Gable getting dragged down and Sammy going down, and just always getting back up, other than when Gunther used the title and then he couldn't get back up. And so it shows that Sammy has found this sort of inner strength. He was saying that he was scared of Gunther and scared of letting his family down, and never getting to that point, quite like he did with Roman Reigns. So I'm going for I don't think there's going to be many shots on this entire card. I think this is going to be one of them. I'm going for a Sami Zayn win against Gunther.
Hand me the title now.
I think potentially there's something that happens. Gable kind of gets involved. So it's not clean victory. Gunther doesn't go out looking terrible. But I think Gunther's time's up. I think Sami Zayn wins it. I think crowd go nuts. And then I think Gunther actually, having kept face a little bit, then is going to be the first or the next challenger, should I say, for the World Championship.
I've got to say,
so I'm going
to all the trials and tribulations that he's been through, all of those big matches, the triple threats with McIntyre and with Sheamus, the huge, series he had with Ricochet, Gable, and then he goes and loses to Sami Zayn. I mean, they could have at least, even if he is going to lose to Sami Zayn, put it in some multi-man match. Put Gable in there. This is just weird.
There's also something coming up down the line. I'm not sure if it's the next pay-per-view or the one following, but it's called I think Bash in Berlin or something.
Yeah,
they're going to be putting over Gunther. I know he isn't, but Gunther being the hometown favorite, and I think that's where he's maybe challenging for a bigger title. So I'm going Sami Zayn, pinfall victory, clean win in a sense. But Gable has something to do with it. And then I think Gable will be the first challenger for the IC title.
Let's see, mate. I think you've just given me the title. You've given me the title. I'm the Sami Zayn of this scenario.
So the next match that we're looking at, this is one I think I'm most excited, well, not most excited for. Other than the main events, I'm most excited for this one. So it's a Judgment Day.
Boom.
Finn Balor and Damien Priest champions. DIY, Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa.
Yep.
The Awesome Truth, The Miz and R-Truth. The New Day, Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods. A-Town Down Under, Austin Theory and Grayson Waller. And New Catch Republic, the name I hate, Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate for the 6-pack tag team ladder match for both titles, but separately.
Yes.
So obviously they're trying to split these titles up now. So the way I see it is that one team's going to win the Raw belt, one team's going to win the SmackDown belt, and what they said is that the match isn't going to be over until both championships have been won.
Correct.
So what are you thinking?
Well, for starters, is this a red herring or a spoiler for the main event? Number one, because if they're splitting tag titles, are they splitting the WWE and Universal apart as well? I mean, that would be weird with the Seth title in the picture as well.
Yeah, I don't think
so. Saying, like, this is the last of the titles to be split. It doesn't make sense to have one set of tag titles now that we've got all these other separate titles on different shows. Yeah, okay, so we'll get to it. I don't specifically... Do we have to say who will win Raw, who will win SmackDown, or are we just going to say who will win?
I have.
All right, okay. Well, if we're going to go that path, I think that the Raw titles... Oh, this is controversial. I'm going to say they're won by The Miz and R-Truth. There we go.
Okay.
I think they're going to do it. I think somehow like they're going to get rewarded, especially R-Truth, for a solid year. And then I say the SmackDown titles are going to be won by A-Town Down Under, which is a terrible choice. Yep, I'm going to go with it. They seem to be favorites of whoever the upper echelon are, but I do not.
They get a lot of TV time, don't they?
This is not what I want to happen. This is what I think will happen. So, okay, there we go. That's who I'm going with.
So, I have written on my sheet of paper in front of me, Raw Tag Team titles, The Miz and R-Truth.
Boom.
The SmackDown Tag Team titles, A-Town Down Under. Because I was going for what I felt was the safe choice. However, I'm going to change my mind to keep it interesting.
Okay.
And I'm going to go for New Catch Republic, Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate for the SmackDown titles. I had actually crossed them out.
Yeah.
So just to keep it interesting, I'm going to go for the Awesome Truth. And I think it's won by Truth winning them without realizing he's won them.
Yeah, of course it is. Yeah.
And
the first titles get one on the night as
Republic.
Well, of those two. If whatever one goes first, even if it's the wrong way, I'm assuming who wins what. Truth will win a title first, and he's won it for the Judgment Day or something. It'll be stupid.
Well, I think the reason I've gone for New Catch Republic is because if you remember Money in the Bank, it was Damian Priest and Pete Dunne, or at the time Butch, on the ladder, and I think Pete Dunne's going to actually get Damian Priest off the ladder and win it.
Interesting. Okay.
Like a little callback to that.
Cool. I'm happy with that.
Right.
So hang on, I just want to know, are we going to have a point each per title, or is it a half a point each?
Point each. Yeah, point each.
Cool.
Yeah. Then the next match, we've got Jay versus Jimmy Uso in a singles one-on-one, brother versus brother, Uso versus Uso. Who are you going for?
I think this match is irrelevant, the winner, as much as what the story is told. I wonder if the Brotherhood will be too strong that they don't have an outcome. That could be one thing, they beat each other, but they beat each other to a point where they don't even want to finish the match or something like that, or
they beat brotherly love into each other.
Yeah, or Jay can't do it, or that kind of thing. And then something tells me Jay's just such a super hot baby face that they're just going to give him the win. That's the other way. And then the other way is there's some super interesting storyline that comes out of Jimmy winning, because Jimmy why hasn't he got to push the same as Jay, in a sense, maybe he needs a balance. So I'm pretty torn, but I'm probably going to go with Jay to just win via pinfall, I think. Just the safe option.
Yeah, I'm going the same. I think because the main event on SmackDown this weekend is Jay versus Solo, they would need to do something big for me to think that Jimmy stands a chance. I'm the same as you. It was always Jimmy who used to get done for the DUIs, wasn't it? Not Jay.
That's right.
And so I think maybe there's that. His record, he's always been a bit of a bad boy. Whereas Jay squeaky clean.
Before you carry on, do you think there's any chance Jay rejoins the Bloodline this weekend?
No, absolutely no. I don't think
it's
Lil
something
Wayne
that's
will
kind of
allow
floating around in the dirt sheets. I don't see it happening either, but I was just wondering if you thought.
No.
Okay, cool.
I'm also going pinfall. I think big frog splash for the win.
Nice.
Next one, and I'm a bit disappointed with this, but it's obviously because Asuka's injured. But we got Bianca Belair, Jade Cargill, and Naomi versus Damage Control, Dakota Kai, Asuka, and Kairi Sane. 6 women tag team match, so the belts aren't on the line. Let me guess who you're going with.
Well, yeah. Belair, Cargill, and Naomi. I mean, if they don't give them the win, it's a darn shame. I guess this is essentially Cargill's second match ever, with the Rumble being her first.
Yeah.
But you can't let her lose on debut. They're going to build her up to be this hot favorite. I think what's going to come out of this match is there's going to be some power struggle between those 3 women on the same team.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't know. I just feel like you can't make them lose, and it's going to be via pinfall.
Yeah, no, I agree. I even think Cargill with the pin. I don't know, maybe Asuka and Kairi Sane at the same time, like really dick on Damage Control. Yeah, and I like this point you're saying, like Cargill's just kind of joined. It's like a really big mesh together. How can we get them on the card? But they could get something out of it. Dissension between Belair and Cargill would be really good.
However, I do hate to bet against a Kiwi at WrestleMania, because it's nice to see a Kiwi on the card in Dakota Kai.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know if there's ever been a Kiwi compete in a WrestleMania match. So there you go.
Did the
Bushwhackers?
The Bushwhackers ever compete at Mania?
I don't think so.
I don't think they did. Okay. Next one we've got, again, quite a hastily made match. The Latino World Order consisting of Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee versus Santos Escobar and Dirty Dominic Mysterio in a tag team match. Straight up, who are you going for?
Well, it's just a weird. I mean, it's obviously a match just to get Dominic on the card and Rey on the card, and and to reward guys just to get on the card, basically. I mean, all guys are really deserving of such, but you can't have everyone on the WrestleMania card, and these days they just try and do so because it's 2 nights. Yeah, it is quite funny to have a Latino World Order match at WrestleMania, considering where their humble beginnings were.
Yeah.
Pepe the stick horse and otherwise. But anyway, I'm gonna go with like, I don't know. Gee, I'm torn. I'm gonna say,
Really is a toss up.
I mean, like, Dominic beat Ray, didn't he, at the last WrestleMania?
No. Ray beat Dominic.
Is it the other way around? Okay, well, I'm gonna give Dom the win then. So Dom and Santos via pinfall.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm kind of leaning towards that as well. I don't really. Dragon Lee, I think, might do something, but it being Rey Mysterio's return match after a while, yeah, I'm going for Ray and Dragon Lee to beat Santos and Dirty Dom.
Where's Dirty Dom's allegiance? Like, why is he going with Santos? I mean, just to beat on his dad? It makes no sense. Like,
it doesn't make any sense.
No. Oh well, it's going to happen.
But yeah, I'm going via pinfall, obviously.
Cool.
Most of mine are actually via pinfall. And then to close the show that this evening, on Saturday night, it's the Bloodline consisting of The Rock and Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes and Seth frickin' Rollins in what's being billed as the biggest tag team match ever. Just with the stipulation that if Rhodes and Rollins win, all members of the Bloodline will be barred from ringside during the undisputed match. The next night, if they lose, it is Bloodline rules, which we found out the other night is just no disqualification. So who are you going for and why?
Well, both of those sets of implications are interesting, aren't they, if they did occur? That said, I don't know, like, The Rock is such a huge draw, and I don't see him losing in one way. And then particular outcomes following on the second night. Do we want to see baby faces potentially win twice? You know, like does Roman Reigns need to lose all weekend if that's the way things go? You know, so I just don't know. I'm a bit torn. I'm going to say the most interesting thing is not for the bloodline to be not at ringside. I think they need to be there, but I think it needs to be no disqualification. I think that's where it will be more interesting. So in that sense, The Rock and Reigns need to win on night one. And I think that's how it'll play out, I guess. It might come down to not exactly what we think will break that match apart. It might be Rollins essentially turning on Cody. Because why does he really have allegiance with Cody? At the heart of it, they hated each other. They had that huge match, series of matches.
Yeah.
So it could be something in that. I don't know. Like, there's going to be some foul play that leads to The Rock and Reigns winning. And I don't know what it will be, but I'm going to go with that via pinfall.
Okay. Yeah, I agree with what you said, that there are two routes to go, and both have great outcomes. And I've been reading the same stuff you've been reading about Seth Rollins. Like, he's been wearing a lot more black recently and a lot of darker colors. And is he going back to his, can't be trusted, turns on you, stabs you in the back kind of role? I don't think so. Having said that, I think that the hijinks is going to come in from Solo. I think Solo, because regardless of it being a Bloodlines rule match or a straight up tag match, Solo's going to get involved, surely. So I think 3 against 2 just is too much to overcome. I also can't see Seth Rollins losing twice, which gives away my pick on Sunday night. And I think Cody needs to really, if it's the bloodline rules, then Cody's he's not going to be at 100% if there's a big beat down at the end of Saturday. And I think he overcomes that with the help of some other stuff. So yeah, I'm going to bloodline win versus Cody Rhodes and Seth via pinfall as well. Yeah, so moving into night 2,
The Rock's going to do his stuff. Come on, we know what's going to happen.
And they're not going to have The Rock lose on his match back. They're not going to have him lose.
What they're
going to have, they're going to have him get his comeuppance night 2, I'm sure. So that moves into night 2 with Seth Rollins versus Drew McIntyre for the World Heavyweight Championship in a singles match after Drew won the Elimination Chamber in Perth, Australia. Who are you going for?
Well, I've got this theory. Oh, it's a weird one. Okay, so should the other title change hands, I think the titles become separated again. I really think for lineage purposes, in some way in the future, the WWE title always has to somehow come apart from that other title, because they're too intertwined with silly rules on the reigns and stuff. Like, literally, Roman's title reign is based on the universal aspect of the joined titles, which doesn't make sense and stuff. So the only thing I can think there's a workaround to that is that when that happens, Seth's title gets molded together with the universal title. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, they actually link 2 of the other titles and keep the WWE separate, because I think that's kind of the most historic and more important one to reference, and it always has.
Yeah.
And it's also the title that Dusty Rhodes never won, right? He's never talked about so anyway, thinking about that over there, then I go to, well, if you're going to have a title that potentially could go down that path, would you want to have multiple people have held that title? Or is it kind of like Seth only held it and then it gets joined together later on somehow? So I don't know.
Yeah.
That's my thinking, to keep the title on Seth. However, Drew McIntyre really deserves a title win. He's having the best run of his life. I think we've said it 10 times over that he had a bad spell when he got his only big win of his life during COVID times. And this is the time for him to probably have a win. where he's on fire. So, okay, I'm just going to say it. Drew McIntyre to win via the pinfall.
Okay. Yeah, I'm also going for Drew. I think that it isn't a clean win in that Rollins will also be on the end of a beatdown on Saturday night, so he won't be fighting fully fit, and that will be what guards and shields Rollins a little bit. Shields, no pun intended. I also think that CM Punk's going to have some involvement.
Of course.
We're
forgetting
you see
one
the,
other
the
thing as
Helwani
well.
interview?
Yeah. Go
Did you
for
watch
it.
Did you watch the Helwani interview this week?
I did,
CM
yes,
Punk?
yes. Yeah,
Oh, how good was that?
it was amazing. But we are forgetting one other big thing as well.
Yeah.
Go to what you're going to think is going to win first.
Well, I know what you're about to say.
Yeah.
It's Mr. Money in the Bank who's going to have nothing else to do. That being said, I think Drew McIntyre wins by a pinfall. Whatever else, I think doesn't matter. It doesn't. There's no points in it. I think that potentially CM Punk is involved in the match. I don't think his arm is as injured as he says, or I think the recovery has been better. And yeah, Mr. What is it? Senior Money in the Bank might cash in. This it's a big pay-per-view. It could do with like a massive shock. As I've said, I think the only real big shock that we're going to get is, from what I'm looking at, is the IC title. So that could be a huge shock.
Well,
but I'm not gonna put it in my prediction.
Would it not be poetic as well for Seth Rollins, who did the grandest heist of all time at WrestleMania, doing his own cash-in, to have the same thing happen back on him? You know, like,
what WrestleMania was it? Was it WrestleMania 30?
It was on Rome. I mean, he pinned, I think, Reigns versus, when it was the Reigns Lesnar match, I believe.
It was WrestleMania. Oh, was it? No, WrestleMania 30 was when Lesnar beat Taker.
Yeah.
Because if it was WrestleMania 30 and they're doing the same thing 10 years, there's a lot of this going on.
Okay.
Yeah, that would be good as well.
Who are you going for?
I'm going with Drew.
Okay. And what do you think that? I mean, they're not gonna not have someone. What's his name? Cash in. They're gonna have Priest cash in, but not necessarily does he need to cash in on a world title. Remember, others have cashed in on. I mean, what's his name? Theory cashed in on the Intercontinental title last time, and they have cashed in on the tag titles before, I believe. Hey, that's a thing. What if Priest loses the titles and then recashes in and gets them back again or something for him? And
he would be a laughing stock. He would be an absolute laughing stock.
I mean, he's not the writer of the WWE, though. You know, like, it could.
Anyway, that is them absolutely burying him.
I think whatever the case, he doesn't win the world title from a cash-in.
Okay, all right. I think he does. I think he does win the world title. What if he cashed in on Cody? No. I'm not saying he does at the weekend, but I think when he cashes in,
but doesn't he only have till the weekend?
No, he's got until Money in the Bank, next Money in the Bank.
Oh, yeah, true. Okay,
goes for a year.
I'm going to say it doesn't happen that night anyway. Yeah, for sure.
So next up, we got Io Sky versus Bayley, singles match for the Women's WWE Championship. What are you going for?
Ding, 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 dong, dang, or whatever she say, Bayley, of course. If Bayley doesn't win this, it'll be ridiculous because Io Sky's boring. She doesn't bring anything to the conversation other than she's a pretty awesome wrestler. But
she's so mysterious.
No, she's boring.
She's
Bayley
so
needs to
mysterious.
win. It's her moment. She's winning, and it's via pinfall, and there you go.
Yeah, Bayley clean via pinfall. I'm going for that as well. Easy. LA Knight versus AJ Styles in a blood feud. Poor blood feud. Singles match straight up. Who are you going for?
Oh, this is a kind of. I don't even think this needs to be on WrestleMania because it just seems weird. I think WrestleMania really needs to be like really, really, really high profile matches or title fights, not just ends of feuds and things. But anyway, I think LA Knight wins it. I think they'll probably put it in there at a point where it needs to have a little high moment in the night, and I think it'll be an LA Knight win via pinfall. Here we go.
Yeah, I'm going LA Knight pinfall. I think he gets the most out of it. AJ doesn't lose too much for losing.
Yeah.
Next up, a match I'm quite looking forward to on night 2, other than the main event. We got Logan Paul, the champion, Randy Orton, and Kevin Owens for the WWE United States Championship. Everything that Logan Paul seems to touch in WWE turns to gold. What do you think is going to happen here?
Well, I don't know. I mean, it's going to be cool. It's going to be an interesting match. Then I think, like, who needs the title? So Randy Orton isn't going to be the United States champion walking out of WrestleMania. I don't think that.
Okay.
So it's either going to be one of the other two, in my opinion. And I don't know. I mean, remember the United States Open challenges from Kevin Owens back in the day and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah.
I don't know. I reckon Logan retains. I think there's more of a name value in that happening than the other two beating him. And I think it leads to maybe Randy and Owens having one of them turns on the other and a feud ensues following WrestleMania. I think like having Logan be the champ as long as he's in WWE is the better thing. And probably his final match is when he loses that title. That's what I think.
Okay. I like what you say about turning on each other, because obviously that's both their character stereotypes, like Randy Orton the Viper and Kevin Owens, who can't keep a friend longer than 10 minutes because he turns on them. So I think that's going to be a big thing that plays into it, because they have been weirdly collective, if you will, and together. That being said, I do think that Randy Orton needs a title, and I think he needs to start around. I think he needs to bring a bit of prestige to the WWE United States Championship. So I'm going for Randy Orton with I think Logan Paul may be the finish. I'm just telling you. I think maybe he gets the punch on Kevin Owens, and Randy Orton from behind, RKO win.
RKO out of nowhere. Okay, interesting. I don't mind that happening, for the record. I just don't think it will. But anyway, cool.
The next match, and the one I'm least looking forward to,
I think is the Pride match of the night.
Consisting of Bobby Lashley, Angelo Dawkins, and Montez Ford, with B-Fab, not to be forgotten, versus the Final Testament, Karrion Kross, Akam and Reza, with Scarlett and Paul Ellering. 6-man tag team Philadelphia street fight. Who are you going for and why? I'm just going to say it now. I'm going to go the opposite of what you say, because I have no idea. So it's a coin flip.
I'm going to go Bobby Lashley's group. If you're going to go the opposite. Sweet. Okay.
I'm going to Final Testament.
Mate, you've just given me another point. If they give Karrion Kross
I think Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford are splitting this weekend.
Nah, that's not going to happen.
I think they will.
And I'll go via pinfall as well.
Yeah, likewise by pinfall. And then the last one, the big one, Roman Reigns, the champ, versus Cody Rhodes, in what we have both determined will be a Bloodline Rules match.
Yep.
So, who are you going for and why?
Well, does he finish the story? Does he? Or, I don't know. I don't mind Roman winning. That's what I want to say here. I don't mind Roman winning. I don't mind that. I don't really like Cody Rhodes. How about that?
What?
I wouldn't say that. No, I'm a bit over.
Cody Rhodes is great. I love him.
I don't buy his BS. I think he's a bit overrated and he's a bit too vanilla-y for me. But that said, I don't think they'd put all this effort into the whole Rock stuff and everything that's happened if it doesn't lead to some payoff. But then you can always see, like Roman Reigns coming out the next night with that smile and like, yeah, guys, you thought I was going to lose and I'm still here. So, I don't know. I'm going to go with Cody because I think it's the safe option. But I actually want Roman to win. How about that?
Okay. All right. Well, I'm going
with Cody. Hang on. I know what you're going to say. John Cena, Austin, they're all going to get involved.
I'm not going to say that because I don't want that. I want Cody to win straight, clean, no doubt. That's what I want.
He won't. Definitely Austin and John Cena are going to be involved in that match.
I think Rollins and Jay will be involved in that match.
Sami Zayn will be involved. I'd imagine Drew McIntyre could even be involved. Like even Damian Priest might be involved. You know, like it could be
the Cody Avengers.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going Cody Rhodes, and I'm. It's weird. The main event, I'm least excited for this one. I think I'll be more excited after we see what happens in the night one main event. For sure. And all the, they've got 24 hours to build for it. But yeah, Cody Rhodes, after a plethora of whatever he calls it, the spinning move, maybe 3. And yeah, new WWE Universal Champion, Mr. Cody Rhodes.
I think it's going to happen. Like
it has to.
Yeah. Here's a scenario, and we've only got a quick amount of time before this timer runs out. But what if, like, at the Hall of Fame, which I think is tonight or tomorrow night, what if
it's our Saturday morning? It's after SmackDown.
Right. What if someone like something happens to Paul Heyman, like Roman Reigns, like just disrespects him or something during a speech, and it comes down to like just a little thing like Paul Heyman like turns on the bloodline and goes with I don't know, with Rhodes or something like really ridiculous.
I just want a straight clean win. No rubber chickens. No Solo Sikoa spikes.
All right.
I just want a straight clean win as well.
Well, I'm going to point to that WrestleMania sign because that's what we do. And I'm going to, oh, the fingers are all over the show. And I'm going to wish you all the best. And we are going to be enjoying WrestleMania this weekend. And this has been another predictions video for WrestleBeards Worldwide.